Welcome to The Patty Show. My name is Patty Setiatti, and in this podcast, we'll explore the crossing point of the three P's: passion, pleasure, and positivity, and how they can lead you to your own personal paradise. We'll chat with inspiring guests, share practical tips, and dive into stories that will empower you to live your best life. Let's get the Patty Party started. The Patty Show, everybody. Woohoo! Yeah, wow, look at that. Cultured energy. Oh my goodness. Wow. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming to the Patty Show. We're on episode 91. Alignment over achievements. Today's a fun episode today. Welcome back, y'all. I'm your host, Patty Setiatti, and I have the privilege of showing you all multi-passionate people that I have the pleasure of connecting with. They bring positivity to this world, and they inspire you to pursue your personal paradise. Look at that. A lot of inspiring people on the Patty Show. Today's episode, we're talking about how success feels empty when it's out of alignment. Before we jump into the episode and our amazing guest today, of course, the fly guy over here, we'll get to him soon. Just want to shout out my previous fly guy as well, my gym brother, my singer, actor, massage therapist brother, K King Soul himself, Kioma King. Man, thank you for sharing your story. He was in jail for around 2 years total. He talked about his time in this crazy boot camp, but it really put him into shape, literally, and helped him change his life, honestly. He's killing it with the event scene. He's directing a lot of music videos for his brother, I believe, his cousin, doing a lot of great stuff. We talk about fitness, nutrition, a little bit of everything, love life, and all that good stuff. But a true inspiration. Check out that episode before this one. And speaking of inspiration, I also have an inspirational man right next to me, okay? My guest today, he brings passion and radiant energy across the globe. Hailing from the beautiful, I'm going to butcher this, Ubakuru?
Ubakuru
Ubakuru, Nigeria. Nigeria, boy. Yeah, he spreads his rich culture with his music. He's a rapper, artist, producer, philanthropist, record label owner. I could keep going on. He does it all. Literally, versatile. He made our short time working together at Squid Game such a blessed, funny time. A true, real one. The OG. The artist formerly known as Jewlzdagod. My brother, the Africanemcee himself. My man. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Welcome to the Patty Show. Thanks for coming,
chillin'.
bro. If you could give a little self-intro to everybody, background, hobbies, passions, and how we know each other, the floor is yours, man.
Wow. Well, I'll first start off. I met Brother Patty at when we were working at Netflix.
Yes, sir.
It was a cool situation. We were doing the Squid Game trials.
Yes, sir.
I watched the Squid Game, but to actually work there was awesome. And what it was, customers would come in and they would actually play the games in real time, like in the movie. And I was a referee to make sure nobody was cheating.
Yeah. And there was a lot of people that were trying to cheat.
But yeah, that's where I met Brother Patty. It was, at Netflix. That was a beautiful thing. And other than that, you was asking about my passions.
Yes, background, all that.
Well, I mean, I was born in Nigeria. My parents are both Igbo.
Yeah.
And right after that, I moved to Israel. My family's with the UN, the United Nations. So, we were pretty much stationed in every war-torn country. Of course, everyone now sees everything live, what's going on with Israel. But, back then it was the Israel-Palestine issue way back then, as you know. And, that war just keeps going on and on. After that, we moved to Pakistan. I lived in Islamabad, Pakistan for 10 years. Amazing experience, man, and just something that I treasure.
Yes.
Because the stereotypes of just the Middle East and their culture and being there is totally incorrect. Pakistan, good food, beautiful people. I learned how to speak Hindi, Urdu,
Wow.
and Punjabi.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know,
Nice, dude.
and after that we moved to Greece, Cyprus, Greece. I lived on the island of Cyprus,
Mm.
on the Greek side in Nicosia, and it was just amazing. Went to high school there, graduated, and once I graduated, came to United States. Went to UNC Charlotte, North
Yeah. Shout
Carolina,
out. Yeah.
and I've been after that New York, then LA. You know,
And
yeah.
he's killing the game, man. This
Yeah.
is the flower section of the Patty Show, actually. We don't have sound effects just yet. I'm gonna ask the producer for some budget increases. But man, talk about the Squid Game short time. We only knew each other for what, like maybe a month and a half or something. It was quick because I came
it
a
was
little bit
quick.
later.
Yeah.
But the second we bonded, talk about Afro beats, just good vibes, dancing. Bro, this guy always supported me from day one. I remember since I just moved to LA, I was, trying all the different gigs, all different stuff. I was a nightclub promoter for a little bit, guys. And my brother, he pulled up, brought the vibes, left with all the women, of course. But man, I appreciate you for showing up for that, man.
Right.
And the energy you brought, like my brother loved you too. I think you met him that time.
Oh,
You
yeah,
remember?
I
Yeah,
did
yeah,
meet him.
yeah, yeah.
I
That,
did.
that was a
Yeah,
while back,
yeah.
so we gotta
No.
run it back again. But your energy, man, was so warming to be in a place that, because people always have the stereotype of Hollywood being like this, that, or the other, like cold, which there's people like that are crazy. Don't get me wrong, but you got those hidden gems or those hidden jewels, so to speak, just like my brother over here. So I'm so grateful for you, man. Thanks for coming to the show.
You're welcome.
And I'm excited to talk about more of that background because you said you were born in Nigeria, right? Your family
Yes.
originally from there.
Yes.
Your dad worked in the UN. What did he do exactly over there?
Well, he was a personnel officer. So, with a personnel officer, his job and duties was to pretty much delegate and transfer people to different areas of the world according to their expertise. So, if, for example, there was something needed in Afghanistan, he would send people over there for the food drives. So the UN has like the UNHCR.
Yeah.
In Pakistan, it was called UNMAGIP, United Nations. I can't even remember.
It's been a
so
while.
long.
Yeah,
It's
don't
been a
worry.
while.
Yeah.
But no, he would delegate personnel to different locations of the world where their expertise was at. And if anyone that's not familiar with the UN, it was a body of government that was brought after World War II. The goal was to kind of keep peace in the world, to make sure there's not another world war. So every country kind of had their own representative.
Oh, I see.
You
Okay.
see, it was an attempt to bring diplomacy over war. So whenever there were conflicts with neighboring countries, etc., the UN would try to mediate.
Got it. Okay.
And mitigate, so it wouldn't move forward to conflict. And so I was pretty much in every war-torn country there was, and it was quite an experience, my brother.
I mean, I'm sure it shaped you because you bring a lot of people together. That's more flowers to you, man. But it shows because I'm sure when you were, especially you were super young, experiencing all of that war-torn conflict and just seeing so much violence, and you're like, why is the world like this? Seeing it firsthand must be such a crazy time. The fact that you're, using that fuel to be a positive change in the world with your art and everything, man, that's just mad respect to you, man. I can't imagine seeing all that stuff. I've never personally, thankfully, had to deal with all of that craziness. You're 10 years in Pakistan, though, man. 10 years. Is there a reason why you guys were there for 10 years, or did they just station your dad over there, or like how did that whole thing work out? Because 10 years is a long time, man.
Yeah, it's one of those things where my dad was moving around a lot to different countries, so it was almost like, this is where your family can stay without moving around too much. So it was great, man, and but it just kind of started getting too violent. It was kind of getting too crazy. Especially as I was getting older. When I was younger, it was cool, but 10 years, I'm turning 12, 13, and now I'm like, my parents are like, maybe we should let his teenage years not be part of
Yeah.
all this
Mhm.
that's going on. So,
And for the schooling, then, were you like homeschooled, or were you actually put in the school in Pakistan, or?
it's funny because my parents had this thing where my mom, she had 3 boys, 3 girls,
Wow.
and they were like, hey, let's put some of our kids in American school, and let's put some of our kids in they put me in a Pakistani school, man.
Really?
I was in a school called Frobels
Wow! Shout out to
in
Provo. Shout out to
in
them. Hey,
F72.
hey. Okay, if
You
you know, you
know,
know.
if you know, you know. But it was getting bad. I met a lot of cool people, but I was in fights every day. So I had to assimilate to like a Muslim country.
Mhm.
That's deeply Sharia law. There, um, and you talk to a girl, and their cousin will want to fight you.
Yeah. It's a haram
After
over there.
school.
Yeah, it's haram. It's haram. You know what I'm saying?
So,
Yeah.
so I got in a lot of fights every
Oh
day,
man, the
as
ladies'
you could
man
tell.
started
You know
early
what I
over
mean?
there.
So, but it was great, man. It was such an experience. I learned how to speak the language. And so it was like the British system, So my parents put half of their kids in American schools and the other half in British schools.
Mm.
And but yeah, it was an experience for sure.
Dude, man, I feel like it probably taught you a lot about adaptation, adapting to your surroundings, because that is a lot to deal with, man. Like, especially a young preteen, teenager. All the hormones are all over the place. You're like, why are you mad at me? I'm just trying to talk to this fine young lady over here, you know?
Well, also another thing, it was that as well, but um, survival becomes an instinct, right?
Mm,
So you're like, wow, it's not like the United States where you have all different kind of cultures in one country. So it's like, okay, I don't really understand the language, even though
mm,
English, they spoke English there, but ultimately to truly adapt, I had to learn how to speak Urdu and Hindi.
mm.
Uh, to be able to move around more. And wow, let's talk about the violence. We're talking about India and Pakistan that were really kind
Mm.
of tense over Kashmir. And Kashmir is this body of land that basically after the British left, they divided
Oh, okay.
all
All
kind of
the yep, yep.
countries, you know what I mean? So that left, political parties fighting for the vacuum of power
Mm,
once, the British left, and still till the day the effects of, the British Empire
mm-hmm.
is still is affecting the whole world. Um, but, I'm talking about you're dealing with mullahs that'll come with AK-47s.
What?
You know what I mean? Pull up a bus full of mullahs with the moolies, and you
No
know what I
way,
mean.
man.
I had to. I was wearing shalwar kameez, with the woman would wear saris,
Yeah.
and the violent part was really crazy because you're talking about people that ain't really scared of anything, man.
Mm.
A region where people will strap bombs on themselves and blow
Wow.
themselves up for a
Would
cause.
die for a cause. Yeah.
You
Wow.
know, so it was I was in fights every day, and I think if I wasn't, my family wasn't with the UN, I probably would have met an early demise.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm
you
glad you
know,
survived, man, and you
yeah.
ended up moving to Cyprus. You said, right?
Yeah, Cyprus is a breath of fresh air right by the Mediterranean. I was able to visit both the Turkish and the Greek side,
Mm.
but I stayed in Nicosia, Cyprus. That's where I went to high school.
Okay. Okay.
And
You did some DJing there, huh?
yeah,
Your
so
debut was that first time doing the DJ?
it was my first time. My boy
That's amazing.
Spike, rest
Shout
in
out
peace,
Spike. Rest in
Spike,
peace, Spike.
taught me how to DJ. And my homeboy Demetrius Papadopoulos,
Papadopoulos.
shout out to
Shout out
Demetrius,
Demetrius. What a cool name, though. I love those
you
names. The
know.
Papadopoulos, you know?
Yeah, Greek name. So
Yeah, it already sounds like a
you
MC,
know.
right? Papadopoulos, you know?
So yeah, he gave me this DJing gig because I used to DJ the school dances and the proms and the winter balls.
Okay.
And things
What
like
would you
that,
play then in those proms? What's the go-to
Man,
songs?
you're looking at the early 90s.
Okay.
So, that's when hip hop was in flourishing to the point where I'll play the Fugees.
Ooh, okay.
You know what I mean? The Loonies.
Mm.
Of course, Pac, Big. But then
Yeah.
you're looking at Tribe.
Yeah.
The
Ooh,
Roots. I mean, the 90s was just amazing. Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang, of course.
The 90s
It's crazy how
was
it
amazing.
got all the way to like Cyprus, man. Like how far it is. You're like,
Well, it's funny that you said that because at that time, especially in Cyprus and Europe in general,
yeah.
it was house, garage, techno.
Mhm.
Doom, doom, doom,
Yeah.
doom,
Okay. Listen.
And so the club was Elizabethan that I started DJing, and it turned into one of the biggest hip hop clubs on the. Can I curse? No. On the freaking island.
Yeah, there we go. I love it. I love it. Take it out there.
So So then it was like literally my friends till this day from there, they'll let people know that I put them on to hip hop, and
that's so cool, dude.
Hip hop,
bro.
Like, yeah, But it was amazing, an amazing experience. And this club will go on to like 5, 6 in the morning. You know what I mean? And you're literally coming home when it's
sunrise.
Yeah.
Just take a nap and get back in.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so amazing. And the name of the place was
Elizabethan was the name of the
Have
club.
you visited back
Cyprus
recently?
I went back to Cyprus a couple of years ago to visit, but it's it's not like when you were growing up there. When I was
different
growing
vibe,
up there.
different
vibe for sure.
Man, well, shout out to the club out there. That's so cool, man. That you bring in that culture, and that's what I love about music. You can just blend everything, and you learn so much about different cultures, and you just bring the unity in the world. Because there's more that brings us together than separates us. Which we need to see more of, to be honest, especially with the crazy political climate out there. But man, that's so cool, dude. The DJ scene, and then you just got addicted to it, huh? The MCing and all that kind of stuff from there on.
Yeah. But I mean, I was always into music. I remember when I lived in Pakistan, I was like 13 years old. We had like the satellite dish, and, I was watching American channels.
Yeah.
So I just remember Yo MTV Raps or 5 Freddy, you know what I mean?
Okay.
5 Freddy, and they'll play EPMD and all kinds of hip hop and, Public Enemy.
Yeah.
And I told my dad, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to America and I'll be a rapper, He's like, rapper? Rapper for sweet or chewing gum. Are you mad? But, So it was kind of cool. So I was always into music. But by the time I got to Cyprus, I'm older. I'm, a teenager. I'm DJing. I'm kind of like freestyling.
Yeah.
And just, honing myself and just... But I always knew that this is something that I wanted to always do in some form or fashion.
Hey man, that's respect, especially saying that to your Nigerian dad. I mean, the parents are the same too. When I told them about acting, they're like, what the, you know what I'm saying? Like they want us to be doctor, lawyer,
engineer,
anything but entertainment, anything.
Yeah.
Which I get, different generations and all that kind of stuff. But I resonate with that, brother. Rapper, that's a what did you say? Rapper is a gum.
Like a rapper for sweet or chewing gum. What type of rapper? You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of cool.
God. That's amazing that you overcame that, man. And then you finally went to the States, went to UNC, bro.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of interesting because when I was in Cyprus, I was playing basketball.
Okay, okay.
It was either gonna be music or hooping because we won the Eastern Mediterranean Association Championship.
Oh, my fault. Okay, champ. Okay, champ. I see you.
So that was the EMAC tournament.
And
yeah, man, it was an amazing experience. 17 points per game.
Okay, player. My fault. What are you, a point guard? Or?
I was a shooting guard.
Okay. Shoot.
It was like Iverson before Iverson.
Hey, I like that. What's the go-to move then? Left, right?
The go-to
Pull up?
move is you do that,
Oh, the
bring it,
little.
and then with the left, just
You
know.
Damn. Okay, that's a secret, everybody. Damn.
You know, so when I went to UNC Charlotte, man, me and my boy Henry Arthur, he was from Ghana, played ball over there, man. And but you know, America was an eye-opening experience. I mean, on the basketball tip, just to speak on that,
Yeah.
I've never seen people like in Europe. We would shoot.
Yeah, yeah.
You come to the States, they throwing it off the back of the gym and bounces in, catching it, boom, throwing lobs like this.
Yeah,
People,
yeah.
boom.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? I learned how to like throw it up, let it bounce. You just catch it,
Bang.
boom.
Yeah. Ooh.
You know what I mean? And the level of was amazing, and so I hit the gym and got nice real fast to the point where I'm catching it.
Dude, yeah.
You know, but you know what? Back then, basketball was so crazy. All the parks, people were hooping. The and one.
Oh yeah,
you know
those tapes. Yeah,
basketball was like a culture. You know, people would have crowds to see people.
Yeah.
You know, and every park in North Carolina was like packed, and it
popping, huh?
was popping, and even like driving up to New York City, you Rucker Park. So, you know, basketball was like a big deal then. But you know, North Carolina was a great experience. It was the South. It was good and bad, you know, because it was the first time kind of like I really felt racial tension in my life, you know, and, you know, being a kid that's been everywhere, I never really felt any racial tension till I came to the United States.
Crazy.
And it's kind of funny. It's like a true story, to make it short. First time I came to the United States, my buddy picks me up from Charlotte-Mecklenburg Airport. I literally touched down in the airport. He had some weed rolled up for me. I asked him that as a favor because back in Europe, we were just smoking hash, tobacco from the joints. And, you know, he had some weed rolled up for me. He picked me up. We get pulled over by Charlotte-Mecklenburg cops in this red Mitsubishi Galant, bright as fuck car, whatever. And they just pulled guns out and get on the ground now. Put your hands up.
When you touch down already. Wow, that's insane.
The first thing that happened to me, I got manhandled by the police. And that was an eye opener because in Cyprus, you know, they just had batons, you know, and there were no guns, you know, and stuff. So to have a cop pull a gun out of me, the first thing to happen to me in the U.S. was an eye opener. But that's just a little bit of the negative. For the most part, the South is beautiful. It was amazing to see beautiful Black people like Nigerians and Africans with barbecues and their whole family.
Yeah.
You know.
Did a lot of Nigerians live around that area? Did they move over there? Or?
Well, for the most part, a lot of Africans are in the South, like that belt. Like, it's funny, even with the slave trade, the boats came to the South first before people migrated up north, you know. But even if it wasn't the Nigerians, it was good to see like the African Americans like cook, eat, gather, you know.
Food with seasoning, you know.
And and have that whole it takes a village mentality.
Yes.
What I mean?
Coming together kind of thing.
Coming together for sure.
Oh man, I feel like you learned a lot. I saw in your biography that you were learning these 120 lessons in UNC.
Yeah, you
Tell
know.
me about that. Yeah, I'm curious about that.
Well, peace to the gods and the earths. You know, my homeboy Nawar, Natik, I can keep going. They actually pulled me to the side as an African because it was interesting because they wanted to hear my story, but at the same time, they saved me because when I was going through a lot of racial tension, they actually pulled me to the side and taught me a lot of stuff that I didn't know when I was overseas. You know, they taught me about just being oppressed in America, Malcolm X, MLK, but even bigger than that, the Panther Party. And it was like an eye opener for me. But it was a group of 5%ers that, you know, gave me the lessons to learn, the supreme mathematics, and they really saved me from understanding that racism is a real thing in America. You know what I mean? And that type of direction with the 120 lessons, knowledge, or some understanding, and just gives you a certain discipline, right? And it just, I latched onto them a lot, hung out with them. They took me. We would go to New York, go to the Temple in Harlem, and things like that. And yeah, that was a great experience, man. For sure.
Wow, that sounds very pivotal. And is that a big reason why you moved to New York after that, or?
Not necessarily a big reason, but I was always like looking at New York like
that's where I want to be.
That's where I want to be. That's the city. You know what I mean? Culturally, I was more into like East Coast hip hop too.
Okay, I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've been all around the world, a lot of places, but like to see those crazy skyscrapers in Manhattan,
it's a different feeling, man.
And just but the I don't know, the way people move there was cool. Similar to Lagos, fast. The fast pace. You know what I mean? And
got places to be. Everyone's like got to do something.
Yeah, the hustle. I always told myself, New York taught me how to hustle. LA taught me game.
Ooh, okay.
So if you ain't getting money in New York, if you ain't, doing something, even the hood dudes was hustling. You know what I mean? It was
true.
Getting up 5 a.m, hopping on the train. If you're not getting money, it's like, yo,
you're not working. And I completely agree with that. Like it's a skill that you can get to, and people are just get lazy, especially nowadays. Everyone wants that instant gratification, but you don't realize people wake up early as heck to go to a random job that pays them nothing, but they'll still do it because they're hustling for something bigger and something that's beyond. Wow. Yeah. Shout out to New York out there, man. And you were in moved to North Bronx first? Or where did you migrate first? I know you also went to Brooklyn.
Yeah, I was in the Bronx at that time with my homeboy Antonio, Antonio Campanis, Spanish kid.
Yay.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously, so we was in the Bronx. And it was kind of cool, man. It was I was in North Bronx, and we was just chilling, man. We was just chilling, But it was like most of my family was in California.
Okay.
So after that, I was like, and then every time I come to visit Cali, I was like, it's warm out here.
I know. It's brick out there. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
So I moved to Cali really because I had more family out there. After like a year in New York, then I moved to Cali. Los Angeles.
Man. And then you finished your degree and all that stuff for the family?
Yeah,
basically.
I did that but I'm glad I got my bachelor's in marketing and advertising because it actually later on in my life helped me with my independent label, Jewelry Entertainment.
Yes, sir.
To do my own marketing and advertising, own outreach, to know who your fan base is, to know, everything.
It's super applicable today, especially, people like literally now with social media, having those skills is so invaluable. You could do anything because you can market anything, any product, whether it can be a, physical product or music or podcast or anything like that. So yeah, it's in hindsight, it's like, wow, shout out to the degree,
Yeah, even now people have content creators to do their stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to be able to like build my own website, to be able to select the art, just the business side of music, a lot of artists don't even know that. They don't focus on that. You get a manager who steals all your money, or you get,
they get a big cut and they don't realize, like, oh, how come I only got this amount of money?
Yeah. So to really be able to use that and be like, wow, the business side is a whole different animal. Is interesting. It's helped me a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
blended that a lot, man, because you were also, when you moved there, you were performing in places like the Martini Lounge, Knitting Factory, Dragonfly, man. Which one was your favorite venue back then to perform at?
Wow, I think what was the name of that spot? The Knitting Factory was great. It's
Poppin',
closed
yeah.
down now, obviously, but I can't remember the name of that club. It wasn't the Martini Lounge. Wow. I want to say the Chocolate Bar was my favorite spot in Los Angeles at that time. DJ Hire, I still rock with him. Shout out DJ
shout out DJ
Hire.
Hire, come on.
DJ Daz, I still rock with
DJ
him.
Daz.
Shakespeare and Arlito.
Where's the chocolate bar? Where's
on Melrose and Normandy.
Okay.
It used to be on Melrose and Normandy, the Chocolate Bar.
Shout out to Chocolate Bar
Yeah.
and all the chocolate women out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he liked the Chocolate Bar. Nice, man. And bro, the name of your label is so cool, man. Jewelry Entertainment Enterprises. How did you get that name from? Where did it come from? The Cosmos? Were you inspired by something? Walk me through that origin story about that name.
Well, I'll take a step back. It was kind of when I was in North Carolina, again, dealing with the gods and the earths there. It was a sister. She was like, you know, being raised by a Nigerian father, he kind of raised me with, you know, African idioms, you know, and just African sayings. You know, like a horse that runs fast doesn't necessarily run low, or like, you know, so I would always talk in African proverbs. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. And then when I was in Charlotte, this is just like, yo, that's a jewel. Ooh, that's a jewel.
And then just stick.
And then she's like, you're jewels. You be dropping jewels. You know what I mean? I was like, word? She's like, yeah, you're Jules. So then it just grew. People see me, they're like, what's up, Jules? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Give me a jewel. What's a jewel for the day?
Wow.
Drop a jewel on me.
Drop a jewel. That's awesome. You know? Oh, my goodness.
So that's how that came about. So eventually, Jules it was. You know what I mean?
Jewlzdagod.
And then Jewlzdagod was just being influenced by the 5% Nation at that time. You know, so jewelry and entertainment is just more like the shine isn't, you know, jewelry and entertainment is like you're the jewel, like you're the jewel. It's nothing physical at all. You know what I mean?
Now that's a jewel right there. Woo!
Okay, yeah. And you know, I'm gonna entertain you to tap into yourself, into yourself, into your higher self. You know, and it's funny because even in marketing and advertising, they teach you that everything outside of you is precious. They teach you, oh, you buy them Jordans, you the man. Or if the woman, you buy this bag, you that.
You're her,
You're her. You know what I mean? But they don't tell you to look inside you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I'm entertain people by showing them how beautiful they are.
The inside, the introspection. Wow, that's
introspection.
That's amazing, man. Well, shout out to all the jewels out there. I know this random Nigerian idiom. I think it's like whoever laughs last laughs best or something like that. I love that one. Shout out to all my Nigerian friends out there. You guys have the best idioms and proverbs out there. I like that one a lot. Whoever laughs last laughs best. You know, it's like getting the revenge kind of thing. But your debut album, man, Life, Love is Forever.
Yeah.
Wow. Another one where it's like another jewel, so to speak. Where did that come from? How did you come up with that album name, the acronym, and all that stuff? That's very clever, dude.
Yeah, it was kind of like, wow, you're taking me to a place. Yeah, that was my debut album. I'm trying to keep a long story short in a sense, but when I came to Los Angeles, I met some amazing people, and they don't even know how much they kind of meant in my life. Like, Akil from Jurassic 5,
Mm.
and I was in a group called Coco Gin with brother Skip, Lalo, and Muhammad,
Okay.
and you know, we were about to get a deal. It was really about to happen and go on tour with like, the Far Side and I can't remember the name of the brother up north, Adele, the Funky Homo Sapien, or
Okay.
something
Okay.
like that. But after the group broke up, because not to put too much business out there, but our producer, man, that coke is a hell of a drug, you know. He was on coke a
Oh
lot,
wow.
and
Yeah.
he kind of ruined a lot of opportunities for us.
Unfortunate.
And actually went to jail. He went to jail. He
Wow.
went to Pelican Bay and did 6 years.
What?
So I was like, well, damn, you know. So then I started my own label, Jewelry Entertainment, and I dropped the Life album. This one producer, his name is Caillou Latif. He was like, man, you're dope. Let's work on a project. And he had the studio right there on La Brea at San Vicente.
Wow.
And I'd go there. He would give me beats. I'd write and knock out some beautiful music. Now, as far as why is it called LIFE, Life, Love is Forever, I got into a car accident in 2003. I woke up in Cedar Sinai from a coma.
Wow.
You know, and that was an eye opener for me because, prior to that, I've been in a lot of dangerous situations, but to almost like literally lose my life, it sped up my dreams and my passions. I was
Yeah,
like,
you're like, I gotta get done
when
now.
I gotta get out of this hospital, I'm gonna do everything that I
you don't know
want to
what
do.
tomorrow's not promised.
Tomorrow really isn't promised. It literally showed me, like, I remember that day I was working at a real estate firm.
Yeah.
It was like a Saturday. I had bought a brand new car. I was on Highland. I was on 6th, headed to Highland.
Okay, yeah.
I had these 2 Asians I was going to
Hey!
take out, to the Club Highlands.
My boy,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was full of ego, and I just thought I was invincible. So that was the most humbling experience. I got hit by 18-wheeler moving vehicle,
goodness, dude.
Shooting down Highland. I'm on 6th Street.
Ooh.
Boom. And next thing I know, I'm in the hospital. I wake up. What the hell's going on?
Oh
You
my
know what
goodness.
I mean? And my dad was there. And I was like, wow, I could have really, really, really died. But what's amazing is that none of my bones were broken. If you see, the car was crunched to a pulp. But all my nerves were shot.
Okay.
So I had something called electrolyte treatment, where they'll just plug these things in my back and turn up the nerves and stuff.
Yeah. Like zap it a little bit, something like
zap me, because we are electricity, zap my nerves back. So yeah, after I get out the hospital, I'm like, man, I got to do everything I want to do in life.
Like now. Yeah, now.
You know what I mean? So I called it the Life album, LIFE, Love is Forever, because, love is the greatest thing, energy, power, but the love for music is forever. The love of life is forever. Just the love of not passing away, the love of being here, the love of touch, smell, taste, sight, hearing, the love of existence. You know what I mean? The love of just, So Love is Forever was the first project. And once it got received, I was like, oh shit, I'm on to something. I'm on to something.
Hey man, I mean, the intro with the beats and everything, I felt you put all that passion into it, man.
Yeah.
When that first intro song, all those different beats, were you the one that kind of did that, or did you have some help with that? How did that whole process work?
Yeah, my boy Caillou Latif, I'm still in touch with him till the day.
Nice.
And I appreciate him for actually pulling me to the side, because his beats were kind of reminding me of like Dilla almost, real soulful. And just because of the content conscious content
Yeah.
I was writing about, it just went beautifully with his beats. So he would give me a stack of beats, and I'll choose which one that I would want, and then write to it, and it would go make it happen. Songs like City Life,
Okay.
is amazing. Songs like She
Yeah.
is amazing. Real soulful, jazz infused, melodic. But yeah, he would do most of the music for sure, the beats.
Man, a lot of the beats from the songs, man. The song "Mind Elevation" featuring Potbelly. The lyric I really like is "People losing their mind, keep them in check." I'm like, damn, player. Okay. How do you come up with these lyrics? We have a lot of other lyrics that I want to shout out again, but is this all freestyle? Do you like what's your writing process, man, when it comes to songs, and how do you know if a verse is gonna stay or it's gonna inspire another verse? Let's say.
Um, that's a good question. At that particular time, the beat would take me on its own journey. You know what I mean? So the beat selection was important to me because, you know, if the beat is aggressive, I'm gonna write an aggressive. You know, if the beat is soulful, it's gonna make it more introspective. You know, so you know, and then also, I always felt like if I don't have a message of what I'm doing, it's not gonna last. It's just gonna be like for a moment, you know. So I wanted to have messaging in my music that would be timeless, like African proverbs.
I love
You
that.
know,
It's all connecting now.
yeah.
Yes.
So I could say something in the lyrics that will apply forever. You know, mind elevation, get your mind right. That could apply to a grown person, a young person, a man, woman, female. So, so then I realized, almost like KRS-One, knowledge reigns supreme. I realized that no matter who you are, a gangster, a thug, a corporate dude, you know,
A doctor or whatever,
yeah, that knowledge and enlightening, trying to better yourself, doesn't have an expiration date. You know what I mean? Doesn't, you know, can be received by all ages. And, you know, yeah.
Wow, bro, that's so profound. I love that, dude, because it's like it's like a high energy, but then there's a message behind it. You know, a lot of songs nowadays, it's hard to find the message behind it. There's a lot of high energy out there, all the trendy TikTok songs. The song "Jewlzdagod" featuring Danger. Let me take you on a long ride. Hey, I was like, okay, player. Man, I'm telling you, when I was like getting back to my hip hop era. I've been listening to more. I mean, I kind of listen to all types of music, you know, Afro beats, a lot of the reggaeton stuff. But when I was listening through all your stuff, I'm like, I miss this like classic hip hop vibe, you know? Because now some hip hop that I used to like to listen a lot was more of the more aggressive rap that doesn't have the flow. It's more a little mumbly, a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. So the fact that I could hear the lyrics like after first time listening or second time, it was really nice, man. But Jules the Ride, bro. Who's Danger to you, man? How do you know Danger?
He was this cat from New York, and yeah, he had this reggae chant.
Okay.
You know, Jamaican cat.
Yeah.
And
Wagwan.
you know, but that collab, Take Me Back Then, was kind of cool because I was able to talk about a subject called the Biafra War. And for people, the Biafra War was when the British, well, they didn't leave, when we fought against the British and got our independence. And this was like in 1960, Nigeria got its independence from the British. But after that, a war ensued, a civil war called the Biafra War, where different tribes were, you know, again, fighting for that vacuum of power.
Yeah, it was civil war kind of
thing. It was civil war. So really, my dad at that time, I wasn't born yet, but his stories at that time, he was in the army, you know? So it's like he would tell me stuff where you're in the jungle with a rifle, you know, no food. You got to go cut you a cassava plant and eat. You got to know how to survive.
Yeah.
So that's what that song Jewlzdagod is about. And it's amazing, you know. I came from the far side where we was fighting apartheid. We was getting crucified like Black Jesus. A lot of people died, mothers carrying their babies pregnant inside, you know. Talked about how villages would be burnt down.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, it was just crazy. It was just crazy. So that's what that song was about.
Man, you really put, like I said, a lot of passion in the music, man. I love this album. It's a good one, man. The song Mid Wilshire too, featuring who is this? Loco Din and how do you say this name? Breadcast?
Oh yeah, Coco Gin.
Coco Gin.
Broadcast.
I saw there was some Japanese in there, little watashi wa.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. I knew he was a little, you know, arigato gozaimasu. How did Mid Wilshire inspired, of course? LA right here.
I was living at the Chancellor Hotel.
Okay.
On 8th and not Vermont, the street behind Vermont. But anyway, the Harvard Hotel.
Okay.
And yeah, so at that time there was, you know, we were hanging out with a lot of Asians, you know. My girlfriend was Chinese.
Okay, you know? I see you playing.
Her name was Cindy Wong.
Cindy Wong.
I should have married her. Man.
Oh man, that's okay. It's okay.
You know, so they loved our music, and they really supported us when I was in the group Coco Gin. That was a song I took from the project I had with Coco Gin, and put on my Life album.
Gotcha. Okay, I see.
But yeah, there's this other song I did with this other Asian rapper. He was dope. But yeah, Mid Wilshire was just talking about, we was representing Mid Wilshire at the time.
Hey,
you know
repping, I mean? Yeah.
There's all of us, we all lived in like Mid Wilshire, Koreatown, would all meet up at that time. We had the studio at the Chancellor Hotel. And yeah, you know, them I wanna give Wu-Tang a shout out because, you know, just their influence with their Asian influence in their music, like the Japanese, they was eating up our music. You know what I mean? Filipinos, you know, they were all coming to the shows.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I love that. I love that.
But it was a beautiful time.
I love that Blasian mix right there. Come on now. You could have had a Blasian kid. Unless, do you have a Blasian kid?
No, I do
Okay,
not.
just making sure. Just making sure. The song 2016, man.
Yeah.
You made a song called 2016 in like what, 2004 or something like that? That one also had some Japanese in it, huh?
Yeah.
Dude, that was sick, bro. Here, and I was like, I don't know how you know these guys. I think MC Bose and
Bose, thank you.
And Angel.
Yeah.
Bro, how did you meet these people? It's from the same kind of group, kind of vibe?
From the same kind of group.
Wow.
Yeah, just from them supporting us and everything. But it's crazy because anyone who listens to that song, it was the first time I rapped in Igbo in my language. You know,
it was fire, yeah.
So the song 2016, I did my verse in Igbo, and it's like Achomije Hasimje, you know, and it's like there's a lot of places that I didn't want to go that my parents took me to, is what I was saying.
Wow.
And I got to see some really interesting things.
Yeah.
And then MC Bose, he came and he was talking about, you know, how he had to go through a lot too. So it was just really kind of us both talking about experience. Southeast Asia is no joke. I know you know about the wars going on there between. Even recently, they started a war almost flared off between. Was it not Thailand and Cambodia, and But
There's so much happening.
yeah,
It's crazy, bro. Like in the 2000s was crazy. A big reason why my parents moved to, like, in 2000 they had the Chinatown in Jakarta in the capital,
hmm
and they were just like unrest with people that look Chinese,
hmm
and it was just, yeah, it's just a whole crazy. There's always some form of conflict, whether it's like a like civil war kind of vibe,
hmm
or from neighboring countries trying to claim territory, or the colonizers, and it just gets super messy. So yeah, man, respect to you, man, being a global citizen. Great song 2016. I love that energy, man, over there. And you ended up doing like events in Germany, Nigeria, Holland, UK, bro, everywhere, Montana. Oh my goodness, dude. How was that like doing all these shows and events?
You know, Montana was amazing because I was dating this chick at the time,
Was she
and
Asian too?
no, that was later on. Her brother was in a rock band,
Oh,
you know, and actually she was Latina. She
okay.
was Latina,
Diverse brother
you
over here.
know,
You go.
and her brother was in a rock band. She owned a hair salon in Bozeman, Montana,
Okay. Interesting.
and but her brother was like, "Hey, Jules, I like your music. I want you to open up for me."
Mm.
So he flew me out to do a
What?
show with him. I landed in Bozeman. We drove to Billings, Montana, and it was like a festival. And I mean, it was all white people, you know what I mean? And, you know, and he's in a rock band,
Yeah.
you know? So I'm like,
Well,
this
what's
is
this
going to be,
matchup? Yeah,
how is it
yeah,
going to look?
yeah.
So, but like I was saying before, so when I opened up, I did a song called Party. It's a party going on tonight. Shake away the blues,
Mm.
and it was so positive, and they was just
They
like,
vibing with it.
hey, vibing with me, you
Wow,
know.
I love that, dude.
And you know, the bars are like, live your life, not the next man's, you know. So just to empower my audience, and I had a whole festival. I think, man, at that time, that was one of the biggest crowds that I had performed in front of. So
Wow,
I was so thankful to him at that
that's
time
amazing.
because it was like
Packed, huh?
yeah, you know, I was like, wow, you know. So that was great performing in Montana for sure.
For a big crowd like that, man, how do you keep your nerves down though? Do you have any rituals before to, calm your nerves before a huge opening like that? Any tips for people out there?
I mean, for me
Mm-hmm.
personally, you're always gonna get butterflies. You know, you're always gonna get nervous before you perform.
Yeah.
But you know, what happens is like a little meditation
Okay.
before you get on
Mm-hmm.
is what I would recommend. But after like the first minute or two, it just kind of
That flow state, you know?
yeah, it
Mm.
kind of the nervousness kind of goes away, and then you're in your space,
Mm.
in your place, and you just
In the
yeah,
zone.
in your zone,
Mm.
yeah, you know. And then one thing that's cool about it is like it's not gonna last forever. So you literally have this amount of time to convey something and represent yourself. So it's like, how can you package all this emotions, passions, dreams, experiences, and everything
Yeah.
and convey it to a crowd of
Mm.
people to answer your question? So, I mean, a lot of people do it different ways. For me, it's just for the MC part, I like the reaction from the crowd. You know, the call to say something.
Yeah.
You know, and
Those are
that
always nice, yeah.
lets me know, okay, they're rocking with me.
Yeah.
You
They're paying
know,
attention
yeah,
too.
they're
Yeah,
paying
yeah, yeah.
attention to it,
And it's easier
you
to
know,
kind of dive into it.
yeah,
Oh, that's awesome, man. Great tips, man. I know exactly
mhm,
what you mean. I feel like for anything, like I always get nervous even for like the podcast or presenting or anything. But if you don't feel any butterflies, that means you don't love it enough.
mhm,
That's how I think personally. Because I still get butterflies no matter what, even if it's a high level or low level. But once you get into it and you realize this is a short time that you're gonna be doing the thing that you love, especially when it's like a live performance, you just lock in, man. You have the time of your life, and that dopamine hit after.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, dude.
And sometimes that lasts for days. If
Yeah,
not weeks
you're just like
after.
literally high.
Yeah.
No pun intended. You're just like floating in the sky. So, man, thanks for that advice and that tips, man. 2008. Okay, Rebel, the Rebel Sad, that one.
Rebel Soul.
Rebel Soul. Sorry,
Yeah.
I wrote it a little wrong. Rebel Soul album, man.
Yeah.
Tell me about the name behind the Rebel Soul.
Well, first of all, it was a double album, independently, mind you. And I was inspired by, of course, All Eyes on Me, Tupac's double album, and then Biggie's Life After Death double album. I'm like, I want to do a double
Something
album.
like that, yeah.
And at that time, independently, creatively, I hadn't seen anyone independent drop a double album. So the Rebel Soul album was like, disc 1 is the rebel side, so I'm gonna go
like
hard.
Yeah.
And disc 2 is the soul
side. Okay.
So I'm gonna be smooth and melodic. So it was like rebellious and then soulful. So I had the hard hitting joints on disc 1, and the songs for the females and the ladies.
Okay. I see. Okay.
But it was, your sophomore attempt. So that album took the most out of me to accomplish, man. And yeah, it was a beautiful, beautiful outing. I became more mature, grounded in myself, grounded in my style, and yeah, what I wanted to convey to the world. Indeed, for sure.
Yeah, I think a lot of your roots were really mixed into it. The song Juju, man, I love the drums in the beginning.
Yeah.
The whole vibe. That reminds me of when I was in middle school in Connecticut. We had like the bigger African drums. Come on now. I love doing what I do, man. It reminds me, literally, it took me back to middle school. We used to play with I forgot the name of the drum, but it's that big one with the smooth skin on top, and you can like hit it and it just slides a little bit like dude, beautiful. So when I heard that, it really took me back, man. So how did you get that instrumental? Was it in the studio? Like, did a friend do that?
No, I literally had a friend come bring the drum
and do the thing.
and
my
do
goodness.
it. And a lot of people don't know that when you're beating that drum, you're not only chanting down Babylon shit stem, you're also the ancestors. You're giving off an energy. It's a vibration. The beat of the drum that's why hearts have beats. You know what I mean? It's like the heart beats. The beat of the drum. So we, as far as indigenous people, are rhythmic people. And that drum beat, even with the ladies, how the hips move.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And so I had a guy come in and do it, and the song Juju came about, and that's what it was.
It was a fun one, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, oh, this is a vibe right here, man. As you said in your song, why be a soul rebel when you can be a rebel soul? I love that too. The little flip of it, man. Goodness gracious, dude. You always all the fire lyrics. That's why I had to write them down on my notes. The song, was it When You Walked By? Is that it? Featuring Shell. That one was another good one too. Shell got the voice over there.
Yeah, and before I even go to that, like, why be a soul rebel when you could be a rebel soul? Is like, why be a follower when you could be a trailblazer? You know what I mean? Why, conform to something? Because art is supposed to be rebellious.
That's true.
Art,
it's different.
Back in the days, artists would start the French Revolution. Artists are supposed to go against the grain. So that was my thing. Why be a soul rebel when you could be a rebel soul? When you could, be yourself and
Mm-hmm.
be
unique.
be
Yeah.
unique. When you walk by, Shell is from
Yeah.
Germany, and she was just dope, man. She had an alternative band herself.
Yeah.
And mind you, take me back, so this is all refreshing. I'm getting to relive it, by
I'm
the way.
glad, man. I'm glad. Yeah.
And at that time, I was working with this cat called Cameron Christian.
Okay.
And he made some dope beats, had the studio on top of the Martini Lounge. So it was kind
okay.
of crazy.
Cool. Wow.
We would party at the Martini
Yeah, and
Lounge
then just head up.
downstairs and then head
Dude,
upstairs and
that's so
record,
cool, dude. Wow. Yeah.
And he made that beat. But when you walk by, was a story about a lady in my life that was on the soul side of the Rebel
Ooh.
Soul album. And
You don't
it's
want
like,
any more heartache, as they say. No
well,
more
the
heartache.
verse is like, my oh my, you chose to ride or die. Through all the tough times, you still stayed by my side. When the rest of the homies would run and hide, you stood by me with pride and kept hope alive, made me continue to strive. Was then when cats was trying to do me, when the cops was pursuing me, held me down like gravity. True romance. Now it's tours, visits to France, film festivals and cons. Let's go. Yeah, so it was about a lady that really was there for me when I was kind of at a low time, you know. So
well, first of all, that we just got a live performance right there, man. Dude, you got it all locked in over there. How do you remember all these lyrics, man? That's so much, because we haven't even touched the surface of the songs that you've done. Is it just like in there, bro? All the jewels inside the head?
Well, once it's repetitive, it kind of stays there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And also for me, once I write something down, I tend to remember it more. Even how I learn,
It's fair.
I'll like write it down and then remember it. That's why I've always written music. Now, a lot of people will be like, oh, I don't write. I just go in there and freestyle it.
Yeah.
I don't know about
something
that.
about pen to paper. I mean, even like with my notes, man, it's just like you remember it better because of the pen to paper, the physical touch. And because also, like, even when you type it, it's a different kind of energy as well. You're just tapping on the screen or tapping on the keyboard. When you have a pen and you're putting it to paper, you're seeing it with my messed up handwriting, for example. You have more of a connection to it, and it's really like ingrained in your memory, and it shows, man. The song Nigeria, man, I love. You shouting out everybody out there. People in London, Taiwan, Pakistan. You just kept going, dude. Oh my goodness. I was like, okay, this was a good one right here. Maybe you could make a remix with Indonesia in that one, and
hey. You want to get in the lab?
We'll reconvene, because that'll be the Nigerian remix in Indonesia.
Yeah.
So that one, man, all those different cities and countries. Have you visited all of those places, or was it like people that you knew?
So the song Nigeria was actually another song I did in my language in Igbo, and really it was like Edrem, London, Taiwan, and Japan.
All of it, yeah.
UK, Agame Chefu, Onyemo. So it's saying like there's no place like home. I've been to all these places in the world, but there's no place like home.
I love that. I love that.
And that's what that hook was about. Yeah, for sure.
Dude, that was a fun one, honestly. I love it because like hearing it in how you say it too, you can feel that. Like I said, it's the passion, the energy. So you gotta check that. That album is a really fun one too. The one Arrival of the Gods, man, it was 2011, yeah, dude. This one, what is it called? The one with the tough Frankel faces.
Oh, Frankel faces.
Frankel faces, bro.
Brother did his research,
bro. That one, my boy. You said the skinny Biggie Smalls. I was like, that is crazy, man. And the beat, dude. Woo, tough.
Yeah, I told him I'm the rap fella Kuti, the skinny Biggie Smalls. But yeah, I went from the Life album to the Rebel Soul album to Arrival of the Gods. And it's interesting that you say that because during a period of time when just being in Los Angeles and going to different things, I had an opportunity to meet George Lucas, the film director for Star Wars.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And I actually talked to him, and he was telling me this whole esoteric journey with Star Wars about where it's first Star Wars, then it's The Empire Strikes Back, then it's Return of the Jedi, right? So the Life album, then Rebel Soul,
I see what you do.
Arrival of the Gods.
There we go.
So I kind of was like, okay.
I see.
It's a trilogy.
It's a trilogy.
You know what I mean?
That's amazing, man.
So it's a three. Later, I was able to sell it as a 3 CD set. You can get the whole trilogy. But the Arrival of the Gods, Frankel Faces, is just this like spiritual journey, you know, to kind of more. What did I say? The infiltration was our own fault. Out of ego resulted this manifestation. You know, when we as ancient Kemetians ran the world, Kemet being the first civilization, it was our own ego that met our own demise. You know, we started doing things that we shouldn't have, and the Most High punished us. Even though we had the power to do it, splice genes, clone people, etc. It wasn't for us to really tap into that. And it's funny because going back to George Lucas and Star Wars, the Jedi, Luke, in one of the episodes, etc., it was his girl passed away, and he went to Yoda, long story short, and was like, damn, I want to bring him back to life. And Yoda's like, you can, but it's not for you to do that. It's for the Most High, whatever. But then the dark side went to him and was like, see, they're trying to minimize your powers. You can bring your girl back to life. Man, he brought his girl back to life, and then all the darkness went into him. Then he turned into Darth Vader, you know. So that's an interesting story going back to Frankel Faces, is because our ego was the reason for our demise.
Wow. Thanks for that Star Wars connection. You're right, bro. Everything is connecting in such the craziest way. I would have never expected that you could make some amazing music that connects like that, bro. One of the lyrics I love from the song, I think it's After 2012, the song. How now I'm numb like a prosthetic leg. That was tough. Where do you come up with this stuff, man? I'm telling you, I'm like, I need to use that for something in day to day. I'm like, that's a really good one. That's clever.
Yeah, actually, you know, life experiences, you know, just experiences. I remember one day I was you know, my car broke down. I took my mountain bike to get to the train, etc. But I was like, man, feeling really ungrateful, you know. And I'm riding my mountain bike, and I see someone with a wheelchair, with a prosthetic leg. You know, so, you know, I'm numb like a prosthetic leg in a sense where, like, he has a prosthetic leg, he doesn't feel anything. But for me, I'm numb because I feel foolish. I'm on a bike and I have my legs. I'm grateful he doesn't have his. So all of that to say, sometimes life just makes you think of things and try to be witty with it.
Dude, honestly, I resonate with that message a lot, because recently I've been thinking about that too, because I went for a run earlier this morning after I was working at the gym and then going to the 9 to 5. And then I'm like, mid-run, I'm like, oh, I could just stop. But then I think about the similar thing, like I'm able-bodied, I feel good. This is a privilege that I could do a 5K run around my office building, you know? And it centered me back to my younger self when, you know, didn't have much with the family, you know, moving around here and there. My younger self would be so honored to run around the beautiful, like, I work at Playa Vista, like, how, you know, nice and everything, clean pavements, you know, sidewalks are clean. it's just super gorgeous over there. And I'm reminded, like, wow, I'm in Los Angeles. I just moved here like 2 years ago. I am so blessed, so privileged. And then it woke me up, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna continue running. And so when that lyric too, I was like, wow. And when you explained it that way, man, it just hit different. Man, I'll tell you, the albums, man, I love it, dude. I love that I'm with the artist himself, so I can actually talk about this. The other lyric I love is tell Marvin, give you that sexual healing. That's another clever one, man. You just the wordplay, man, and the connections it's amazing, man. The song "We Just Begun" featuring who is this? Kai.
Oh yeah, Caillou Latif.
Kai. Oh, that's Kai Latif. Okay.
Latif,
Everybody still sing to the same song.
Yeah.
Wow. What did you mean by that, man?
Everybody's still singing the same song. The Pied Piper plays the flutes, and it's like follow, and he will lead you.
Like the whole follower mentality.
Yeah, the whole follower mentality. The herd mentality.
Yes.
He'll lead you off a cliff. Everybody's still singing the same damn song, and it gets deeper than that to where, like, even though my major was marketing and advertising, there was a dark side to it where I learned how people can be socially engineered.
Wow.
People could be essentially not make their own decisions. They think they're making their own decisions, but they're not.
It's all fabricated.
So how people will be like, oh man, those are nice shoes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy those same shoes. So it's like everybody's just singing the same song, and they think they're actually being individuals, but they're not. You're dealing with a quadruple billion-dollar industry that's designed to control your mind and your thoughts. So to break away from that is a challenge.
It is, yeah. I mean, like you said, it's just part of the systems, and then friends and family are part of it. Sometimes we're like conditioned to it, and it's just so hard to escape from it. But honestly, these messages are amazing, man. And music, how you can also like reverse engineer people's brains and stuff like that. So that was amazing, man. And speaking of engineering, you ended up switching up to Africanemcee, bro, in 2017. Tell me about that whole journey. Why Africanemcee? And I do like how you say, like, the artist formerly known as Jewlzdagod. I like that little intro. That's fire. That's fire.
Yeah, I mean, for two reasons. For one reason, being called Jewlzdagod, like, I know I'm from Nigeria. I know I was influenced by 5%ers, but there's people that take that really seriously. Peace, God, what's today's mathematics? I'm like, yo, chill. You know what I mean? It's like a real, not religion, but it's a real thing. You know what I mean? So, for me, it was a period in my life that I needed, especially when I first came to the United States. They taught me a lot, like I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
So Africanemcee was in 2017. I went back to Nigeria. I hadn't been back in like 15 years.
Wow, dude.
So when I went back, my cousins and everyone was like, why don't you represent us? Why don't you,
they called you out.
They called me out to like represent us, man.
He said, oh, you acting different.
You acting like on your child, like you really acting like, a foreigner. You know what I mean? Like, they'll call me a white boy. When I go back home, on your child.
What is it called?
Onyocha.
Onyocha. Onyocha. Onyocha.
So I was like, you know what? You're right. So I switched handles to Africanemcee so I could actually be like, yo, this is actually where I'm from. And, it made sense because a lot of times in hip hop, you really, people represent where they're from.
Yeah.
Harlem, you're from Harlem. Brooklyn, you're from Brooklyn.
Yep.
LA, you're an LA artist. You know what I mean? So hip hop is really territorial.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I mean? T.I., Atlanta,
ATL. ATL. Yeah. They just shout it out every time. Yeah, that's true. You're right.
Right. So I'm like, you're
It's
right.
perfect.
I'm
Yeah.
a African MC. I'm African MC.
Love
So
that.
that's how that happened. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your songs, like, the vibe was still like you could feel the essence, but you can tell the evolution. Getting better and better. On the Edge, the revolution will not be televised. Okay, man. Goodness gracious. On the Edge, man. What inspired you to create that song, though?
I had finished my trilogy,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and then when I switched to African MC,
Yeah.
uh, I had moved to New York,
Mm.
and at that time, wow, I met some beautiful people in New York City,
Mm-hmm.
and this was like 2011 or so. I had left LA. I can't remember the years, man. You take me back,
No
forgive
worries.
me.
Yeah.
But On the Edge was kind of great, man. There was this director
Mm-hmm.
that wanted to shoot that video for the song On the Edge.
Yes.
So I dropped my first album as African MC. It's called Starfish and Coffee, that
Yeah.
album.
Starfish and House.
And the first single was On the Edge. And it was just like, man, why copy a Honda Civic instead of going for the Boxster Porsche?
Mm.
Half of my brothers in jail, half of them already lost, half of them didn't live to tell these tales. So I pray to the Father and peace and holy
Mm-hmm.
female, insane like blacks bleaching their skin pale. So we're on the edge, bro.
Yeah.
As a people, as a black person, you're always on the edge.
Mm.
When the cop pulls up behind you, you don't know if he's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
When you go into the grocery store, you don't know if they're gonna say hurry up and buy.
Yeah.
When you get a job, you don't know if you're too hood for them to hire you.
The name is not white enough or something. Yeah.
As a black person, you're on the edge constantly because you don't know where you're going to get it from. You don't know. Even your own black people may test you. You're on the edge over there. You're not from this hood or this gang. And so on the edge is just like, I live my life literally on the edge. And we shot that video, the first video I filmed in New York, Times Square. Beautiful, amazing, dope.
That's on the YouTube channel, which is, what's your YouTube channel again?
Oh, just Jewlzdagod, JEWELZDAGOD.
Yes, sir. You got a lot of great videos there. Yeah. One random video that I just saw, like right before you came here, is the one with something marshmallow. That song.
Oh, Two Birds and a Marshmallow.
Yeah, dude, that's a fun one right there. With was that your girl at the time, or was it just an actress?
Someone else seen at the time.
Okay. Complicated. Bro, that was a fun video right there. You were hooping, and then she's like responding on the phone, right?
Yeah.
I love that. Gives me like the old like R&B vibe. Like the girl. I'll pull up to your place. There's this shooting range in Pasadena. I was like, wait, where is this shooting range in Pasadena? Is that a signature date spot or?
Well, that's back then. I would take a girl on a date to the shooting range.
That's the go-to. Okay.
Let off something about that turns them on.
Okay. That's the secret, guys. You see that?
You know what I mean?
Bring it to the shooting range.
The shooting range. But
hey,
yeah, Two Birds and a Marshmallow was great, man, because it was a song for the ladies. Two Birds and a Marshmallow actually was on the Arrival of the Gods album. And it was a great video. That time, it was before I moved to New York. I was in LA, and
was it in Venice Beach?
It was shot in Venice and in North Hollywood, and it was just Two Birds and a Marshmallow. By the way, is talking about man, woman, and child.
So you have a kid?
No. Let me explain.
Okay.
Well, the Ankh, right?
Is
the how the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Ghost, and how like the church they have their cross, but the Ankh and the whole thing about the Ankh is completion is man, woman, and child. So Two Birds and the Marshmallows, like the baby, and these are just metaphors.
Yeah.
So the whole messaging of that song is the black family is the revolution. We're two birds and a marshmallow.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And even back in the 60s, the black family was united. Assata Shakur united in the struggle. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Busting at cops. It was two birds and a marshmallow. It was man,
Wow.
woman, and child. You know, even back in the slavery days, the black woman would sneak out and
Mm.
go to the slave quarters to feed the black man some bread. We was
Wow.
united. So that was my messaging with that single right there. The black man, woman, and child is the most powerful thing
Mhm.
ever. And, you know, I don't want to say too much, but other people knew or know that and put things into play to eliminate
Mhm.
the black man, woman, and child, the two birds and the marshmallow,
Mm.
and separate that whole paradigm,
Wow.
you know. But that's what that
Yeah.
song was
Yeah,
about.
well, that music
Yeah,
video is like, it's that Bonnie and Clyde kind of vibe. Like, y'all just sticking
yeah, it's
together, vibing
us
out. Yeah,
sticking together.
yeah,
You
doing
know
your
what I
thing, man. It,
mean?
it was a fun one, so you guys
Yeah.
gotta check it out on the YouTube. I
Hmm.
like that one. It was very very fun, man. Very creative.
Yeah.
Go back to that album though, man. The song Starfish and Coffee
Mm.
though. The lyric, man. I got more whips than your slave master. My life is a script played by your favorite actor. Hold up, hold up. I was like, wait a minute. How I still am like baffled, dude, because you just keep hitting those. I don't know the lyricism, the flow, but then the meaning behind it, dude. Oh my goodness, I really like that lyric a lot. Did that one come naturally, or did it take some time to craft that? I guess like mini lyric.
It's funny because Prince has a song called Starfish and Coffee, and that's what I kind of was inspired
Mm,
to do that album because, uh, you know, the song Starfish and Coffee was about a lady who was awkward.
mm,
So when she was growing up, she was used to always get teased and everything. I believe her name was India Rose.
mm-hmm,
That could be fact checked, but uh, and then later that awkward person that was always teased and didn't fit in growing up became the most successful person out of all her classmates.
wow. Okay.
You know, so it's like celebrate your awkwardness
Mm,
and
mm.
your rigidness.
Yes. Yes.
You know, even if it's not mainstream. You know, um, so yeah, Starfish and Coffee, that album, but specifically that song,
Mm-hmm.
was me celebrating that I am different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm gonna stand on that and be
You're
okay
proud of
with
it.
that.
Yep. Hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, I
you
felt
know,
the pride, man. I'm saying when you
yeah,
spitting those lyrics, I was like,
yeah.
this guy is, woo, just free flowing, man. That's a great album. Y'all got to check out. The
Hmm.
next album I want to talk about though, God Cry,
Mm.
man. This one, the album with the song name too, On the Low, so I don't get jaded. Oh my goodness, man! I'm just learning so much from you, man. I was listening to the all everything. I'm like, I feel like I could just quote a lot of these. These are a lot of profound lyrics. For this song, man, where does the God Cry title come from?
If I told my story, it would make God cry.
Mm,
You know, F for homicide. I lived through genocide, ethnic
mm,
cleansing.
mm,
A lot of people are man. Um, well, no, God Cry was definitely finally an album where I wanted to tell my story
yes.
finally,
Mm,
like in a way where a lot of people they see the good stuff when everything's good
yes.
in your life, but they don't see like what
Yeah.
you had to go through. People look at a clock and see that what the time is, but they
Yep.
don't see everything
Mm-hmm.
in
That's
the watch
behind.
that makes it tick. You know,
That's true.
so the God Cry album. I mean, wow! I have songs like "The New Jim Crow" on that album. Shout out to Pal Shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Um, One of the singles on there was with Sister Medusa, the
Mm,
Gangsta Goddess, called "Let Go." We shot a video for
yeah.
that. Um, But the God Cry album was kind of like after I left New York and moved back to LA as Africanemcee, and they got to receive me as a whole new person.
Yeah.
I wanted to, on just that album, also talk about how would the Most High be happy with us right now? Wars,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, you said it best. You live in an era of fascism and terror, like, and it's still prevalent right now. I mean,
Yeah.
especially now, you know. So
Yeah.
that's insane, man. And you, when did you release this? 20.
Wow, you're taking me back in
2020?
time. I want to say that
2011?
the God Cry album was 2015, maybe.
Something like that, probably.
2015.
Probably. Yeah. We gotta
Yeah.
fact check that eventually.
gotta
There's just
fact
you have
check
so
that.
much
Yeah.
albums out there.
You know.
The Scary Hours too. Another good album over there.
Yes, the God Cry album was in 2015. Scary Hours was during the pandemic, man. It was scary.
Yeah, Scary Hours. Yeah.
You know, and I had a lot of time on my hands during the pandemic with everything shut down. But what's interesting is at that time, you know, people were watching these versus battles and stuff, but I had a lot of time to make music and create. You know, the Scary Hours was really, really pivotal because, you know, wow, I was like, everyone got vaccinated. It was weird. You know what I mean?
That whole era was a unique one. And one of your lyrics, you go like, I go places that you can't go. Pop me like Pop Smoke. I forgot that was around the same time that like all that happened. So that was it was a weird time. It felt like time was kind of frozen in space for that like 2+ years. So the fact that you were still releasing stuff, man, that's respect,
I released
dude.
a project during the pandemic called Scary Hours. The music video is crazy because if you watch the music video right now, it talks about everything that's going on right now.
Crazy.
It's almost this weird foresight.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But I was happy to release that project, Scary Hours, during the pandemic. It almost stopped me from all the anxiety that
going
was
crazy. Yeah, man.
You know, happening during the pandemic.
Yeah, it was a tough time, man. Just just not interacting with people as creative outlet wasn't the same. I do like the song I don't catch I don't catch flights, I catch I don't catch feelings. I catch flights.
Yeah,
yes, I love that. That's one of my mantras, you know, traveling around the world, you know. You know how it is, you know, go all the way around. The lyric, you a baller, huh? I'm Adam Silver. Bro, that kills me, man.
Well, you know, people think that that's what money is. Nah, be the boss. Be the owner.
Yeah. Woo, exactly,
you know I mean?
Exactly.
Like, you're a player.
Yeah.
Be the owner.
Yeah.
That's
be commissioner Adam Silver. He's the one actually pulling up the shots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Be the shot caller.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Man, bro,
and that's what that talks about. Interesting.
No, that was a good one too. Like that also, like I said, that title. I like to live by that. You know, don't catch feelings, catch flights. That's the best way to do it. Scary Hours. Oh man.
What is this? It's like a octopus trap.
I don't know. It's a little fluff ball thing.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's from octopus trap. I think it's from IKEA, to be honest.
Oh, okay, cool.
Shout out to all my Swedish people. You know who you are. You know what I'm saying? I might have to make a phone call after this. But the album, it's not. What is this one?
It's not the destination.
It's the journey.
Yeah.
Dude, you always have those like proverbs and idioms, man. What inspired you for this album? Because this is a more recent album, right? 2023, it looks like.
Yeah, it's not the destination, it's the journey. Actually, is my most current project that I dropped 2 years ago. And you know what I realized by making that project is when you're young, right? They give you these levels in life to reach. You know, it's like, okay, high school, boom, you did that. Okay, college, boom, you
yeah.
did that.
Get a
Now
job.
get a
Yeah.
job, boom, do that, start your own business,
Yeah,
boom,
yeah.
get married, have
Picket fence life.
children,
Yeah, yeah. So, yep.
the whole thing,
The
right?
blueprint. Yep.
So I realized that I was always just like chasing the destination, trying to get there
Yeah.
so fast, you know. But the journey is the fucking.
It's okay. It's okay.
The journey is
Mm.
the, you know. So I had to pause doing that project and say, you know what? I've achieved all of these things. You know, I've traveled the world. I got married, divorced. I started my own business. I've done all of these things, but I want to treasure and slow down and enjoy the journey more. There'll be people that be like, "Hey, Jules, remember when we do?" I'm like, I don't remember.
So you're more present now.
I'm more present, you know, in the now, because a lot of times I was always looking at the next thing. Go, 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 you know, and I missed the whole, not missed, but wasn't really all the way present in moments, you know what I mean? Because I was so ambitious, you know what I mean?
And it's a hard thing. I'm glad that you pointed it out, because I feel like I struggle with that a lot, where I'm like, I'm already thinking about the next episode, the next, you know, like approaching 100 already. But I got to enjoy episode right now with the African MC, you know what I'm saying? Having a blast. That's what it's all about. But it's so hard because, especially with social media, and this sounds like a cop-out cliche answer, you always want to get the next thing because you're comparing yourself with everybody else. And also not just the future, but the past. Because in social media, we have everything in the past already. You can see video clips, photos of you back then doing your thing. Which, by the way, you're killing it, man. I love all the different clips. You're bringing it to the mic. I love it. We're gonna all those shout outs on YouTube and Instagram, right? Instagram also has a lot of your stuff.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, Jewlzdagod, on Instagram /Africanemcee.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The website is jewelryentertainment.com. Go check it out. Download the music.
Yes, a lot of great stuff, y'all. You guys heard all the lyrics? Come on now.
Watch the videos, you know. You can stream it on Spotify and iTunes, but I got stuff you can buy. Download it.
Support the brother out. Come on now, you know. Be present and give him a present. How about that? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, I think that's a great reminder. I'm glad you're doing that, especially for people in LA. Everyone's hustling, trying to make it big, or like just, you know, make it out the hood and just make money and all that stuff. And it is hard to just be like, hey, I gotta enjoy my air mattress, or, you know, like the quote unquote struggle, you know, the little things. But honestly, I like when I first moved here, bro. I remember I was staying at my brother's place, air mattress, and it sounds crazy. My back probably won't agree, but I do miss it. You know, the simple times we were working in Squid Game together. I remember taking the bus, bro, seeing everybody, like the simple stuff. Now it's like different problems, different energy, and that presence is something you can never take back. You know, so I'm glad that you had that for your like recent album, and I'm excited for the future stuff that's gonna come eventually. New projects coming out soon?
I have my 8th album.
Woo! 8th album. Can you say the name yet?
It drops April the 14th.
Okay. So it should already be out by then.
2026.
Yes, sir.
And it's The Beauty Out of Pain.
The Beauty Out of Pain
project.
I love that. I love that.
Because a lot of beautiful things came from pain. When a woman gives birth, it's painful, but something beautiful happens after.
A kid, sometimes twins.
You know, hip hop. Black people were oppressed, and out of the oppression came this genre of hip hop. People were in pain, so hip hop was a form of expression that gave them an outlet. You know, so I realized with Beauty Out of Pain, the only way I was able to see the blessings in my life was through all this
that I went through.
You know what I mean? So then once I realized that, then I'm like, I wouldn't really take anything back then.
Yes, sir.
Because those hard times and those effed up things that happened
Mm-hmm.
made me who I am now, made me
Shaped
this
you. Yeah.
beautiful, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could go through a lot of stuff and still maintain your soul and have a kindred spirit, go through a lot of pain and still live to tell the story and marvel. That's the beauty out of the pain in just so many ways, you know. If you weren't hungry, you wouldn't know how good food tastes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
sir.
you gotta. The pain is almost necessary.
It's part of life. Man, he's hitting the bars.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for that,
know.
man. You like you all the stuff that you rap about, talk about everything. It makes so much sense. You embody it. Thanks for sharing your amazing story and all the. You guys got to check it out. Support him. Don't just watch it on Spotify and YouTube. Go to the website, which is, what is it called again?
Jewlryentertainment.com, JE since 2003.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Let's finally go to the talking points. We kind of went all over the place. Like I said,
yeah, you took me back,
no,
brother.
man. Of course, man. Bro, I'm a fan, man. Legitimately, man, I'm a fan, dude. Like the lyrics and the music and everything. Yeah. It was so great to actually ask to the artist himself. So it was really cool. Thanks for sharing with all that stuff. First talking point on passion. A very passionate conversation we've been having, but choosing what feels right. How do you know when something is aligned with you versus just like impressive and showy?
Aligned versus impressive and showy. Well, you know, when the Lord wants you to go higher, he makes you uncomfortable.
That's true.
So I always would rather be true to self and be aligned with what I'm trying to do in life than impress someone. You know what I mean? I don't do this like to impress people particularly, or not even music. I don't live to impress people. I think that when you're aligned or in tune with yourself, that's impressive, you know. Indeed, because if it's about doing something impressive, there was, a lady that wanted to take a picture by the Niagara Falls and fell down the fountain.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah.
You know, trying to catch that viral moment at a zoo, and you're next to the monkey that
and just scratches your or gorilla,
you know
or something.
I mean? So if you're trying to impress people, you're going to unfortunately, you know, or you want to impress that you can fight and get knocked out. So
and it goes back to the ego, like you were talking about earlier in the conversation. It's a strong thing. So once you learn how to, I guess, combat it or keep it quiet, that's when you start evolving, and you know that's when the alignment kind of goes in, man. So I'm telling you, the music, man, the music and all the lyrics that you've been saying is just so much flow, and it makes sense, man, that you live by it at the young age of 32, right? 32. You know what they say, black don't crack. You know what I'm saying? Black don't crack, man. Second talking point, man, on pleasure, ease as a compass. How do you allow things to feel simpler?
You know, I think one of the best things my dad ever told me, rest in peace, is just make sure 1 + 1 is 2.
Okay.
You know, and what that means is that it's really that simple. You know, meaning how they say now, make it make sense.
Yeah, make it make sense. Yeah.
And even in marketing and advertising, there's something called KISS, KISS, keep it simple, silly.
Okay.
You know, so, and that goes for the creators, Steve Jobs, the creators of the iPhone, Meta, all of that. You want to even make your program simple for the user. You don't want to be too complicated. You know what I mean? You'll lose people. You know, But yeah, just being able to, even in mathematics, the crazy equation breaks down to actually just a simple formula.
Yeah, no, it's true. You're right. Yeah.
You know, so just, it's like just be gentle with yourself and keep it simple. Is what I'd say.
I love that. That's very a graceful response, and it's all about the simplicity in
The
life, like we were
simplicity.
talking about,
Yeah.
man. There's so much problems because of complex. People are like, oh, I want this land, I want that, all the politics, and then you got, like, I
Yeah.
think you were saying with another song, billionaires in space, and then people are hungry, and I'm like,
You
man,
make it more complicated than it needs to be.
yeah,
Honestly, we complicate it. Life can be really simple.
it really
you
can
know?
be. You can just enjoy life with your
You
two
know.
Asian girls in the car, right? Or three, maybe four, depends.
That'll be for another podcast.
Oh, okay. That's for part 2. That's on the OnlyFans. Third talking point on positivity. Okay, checking in daily. How do you course correct when things feel off?
For me, I do a lot of meditation. It's because for me, that's what works for me, and I'll tell you why. When you wake up in the morning and then you go through your day and then you go through the next day,
Yeah.
you have responsibilities, things you got to do, places to see people meet, etc. Right? But if you don't stop, when you stop and meditate, what it does for me is it not only rewinds back the past, but it allows you to reset and then plan better for the future. So self-reflection is, I recommend for everybody, because now you can actually, maybe at the time you thought you were right, but after self-reflection, like, oh damn, I messed up.
Yeah.
So it's like I have to always do some self-reflection to make sure that I'm not only on the right path, but also didn't hurt anybody or didn't piss anyone off or say something, because sometimes there's just too many distractions in this world. Too many distractions. So once you stop, then everything can catch up to you, like, and then you can and then reflect on yourself, on the day, on what happened in the past and what you want to happen for yourself in the future. So that's how I course correct myself. In relationships with whether it's your partner at the time or just with people in general, you always want to self-reflect and make sure that you didn't hurt somebody on your way, and if you did, my bad. You know what I mean?
Own up to it.
Own up to it. So yeah, indeed. But yeah, meditation is my tool to self-reflect.
That's amazing, man. The introspection. I mean, we were talking about earlier how, like, everybody with marketing and everything, it's always the external stuff, but the inside is what's really important, because you're also
really important.
You're with yourself 24/7, 7 days of the week, so you have to make sure you got a strong inside, so you can make some fire lyrics, like our boy over here. Man, where can we find you again on social media and everything?
Word. Yeah, man. Check out jewelryentertainment.com. That's the website. I'm on Instagram. That's Jewlzdagod, spelled JEWELZDAGOD. Check it out. Check me out on IG.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, man, you'll just you'll see me when you see me. It's a beautiful thing.
Like I said, I appreciate you greatly, man. You're brother for life, my man.
Yo,
brother
thank you for having me.
Thank you for
good luck on your podcast. You're doing a beautiful thing yourself. You're creative. You're being expressive. You're living your passions. I see you doing in your journey. So thank you for having me, and I appreciate
Thank you,
you.
man.
I appreciate
Maybe we're
you.
gonna have the remix version of
know.
Nigeria soon with some Indonesian. We'll see. I can't sing like that or rap, but we'll figure something out.
Word.
We usually like to end the Patty Show with a little bow and a little arigato. But I want to say again, a million thank yous again, bro. This guy inspired me a lot when I first moved here. His hustle, but his also humble nature at the same time, because there's a lot of people that hustle out there and they're slimy, they're grimy. They're trying to sell you stuff. I saw your story with the guy with the haircut.
Oh yeah.
If you guys didn't know, on your story, like I think it was like last night or something.
Yeah.
You were in like the gas station or something.
Yeah, I just I went to the gas station. I just bought like a Swisher Sweet to roll some good green. So this dude walks in and he's like, "Hey, you got a clean cut, man."
Yeah,
I just thought he was gonna give me a compliment.
Yeah,
and that's
it. And leave. Yeah, done.
I was like, "Oh, okay, good looking." He's like, "What bar would you go to?" I'm like, I use clippers. He's like, "Well, if you're ever lazy, you can come to my barbershop."
He ain't slick.
You know what I mean? I'm like, dog, I thought I was getting like a compliment.
Yeah.
And the whole time you're trying to run game on me. Like, chill.
He's like, I'm Nigerian. We Nigerians. What did you say of that? So the Nigerian?
I mean, unfortunately, one of the sad things about being extremely intelligent, Nigerians are one of the biggest scammers in the world. In fact, the biggest scam was a Nigerian who sold a $200 million airport. A fake airport.
Bruh.
Okay.
How does one even do that?
Man, Google it.
That's
Nigerian,
crazy.
The biggest scam, a Nigerian sold a fake $200 million airport.
$200 million airport.
Okay. So, I mean, when I see people try to run game on me, I just smile. I'm just like, don't do it. I see it already. I see it.
You've seen it already, yeah.
But,
yeah, hey man, shout out to that story. That was really funny. I like to do my research on the Patty Show. You can find us at Patty Show Podcast, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I got these new business cards, by the way, bro, from my personal training. So if you guys are looking for a personal trainer, online, in person, if you could slide it to the homies out there.
Okay, bet.
Yeah, bet. I do online, in person, hybrid, all that good stuff. 5 a.m. fitness. That's usually when I wake up. They say rise and grind, as they say. But yeah, you can check all this stuff out. So grateful to have you again, my brother. We'll see you soon on the second part. And we like to end with the arigato. So whenever you're ready, we'll do it on 3. Okay. We'll do about 1, 2, 3. Arigato. Thank you, everybody. Woo.
Thanks for joining me on this episode of The Patty Show. I hope you had as much fun as I did exploring the crossing point of the 3 P's: passion, pleasure, and positivity. If you want to keep the Patty Party going, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and all social platforms at Patty Show Podcast. Share this episode and leave a positive review. PattySetiati.com/podcast, as well as PattyShow.podbean.com have got more of your Patty Show needs. In the meantime, keep passionately pursuing your personal paradise. Arigato.